Hi guys, my name is Serena Poon and welcome to my show, Serena Loves. As a celebrity chef, nutritionist, and entrepreneur, I'm incredibly passionate about helping others live their best life through methods I call culinary alchemy, which is the magic of combining education, integrative and functional nutrition with healing intuitive energy. So, with each episode, I'm going to share with you the inspiring stories of some amazing people, incredible entrepreneurs from all different backgrounds, each who have overcome different challenges in their personal journeys to get to where they are today. And today, I'm so thrilled to introduce to the show someone who is a true pioneer in the green beauty space. As the founder of SpaRitual and the concept of slow beauty, she has built an incredibly successful, innovative, sustainable vegan beauty brand on the rituals of intentional, slow self-care. Her message resonates so much with me because for those of you who have followed me on my journey, I'm so passionate about self-care, and that true self-care is the foundation for optimal health of the mind, of the physical body, and of the spiritual body. So this wellness mastermind began her journey as a child with holistic guidance from her mother that she combined with over a decade of intense experience with the top leaders in the beauty industry before bringing her beautiful philosophy of combining self-care and green beauty to the public. She is wise beyond her years, and she glows from the inside and out. I'm so excited and so happy to welcome Shel Pink to the show. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Serena. I'm really excited to be here.
I'm so happy you're here, and thank you so much for all your patience with all the things.
Absolutely.
So you've been doing this forever. I mean,
Yes.
you live and breathe wellness since you were a kid with your mom, and then you turned it into this empire. So what I would love to know is, were there, other than your personal experience, I mean, what made you decide, that you were going to create beauty brands?
Well, I had a really amazing opportunity, and it happened to kind of coalesce when my husband and I got engaged, and I joined his family's business, which is Orly Beauty, Orly International. And
massive brand.
Yes, a massive brand that's been in the nail care space for now over 40 years, almost 45 years. And when I joined the family business, I really fell in love with it. It's a professional business, and it's really based in education. And I was just really studying the space. And because of my background and how I grew up, my mom taught me at a really young age to look at ingredient labels and what to avoid, what's good for you. And I realized that in that space, no one was talking about the hot button ingredients.
Sure.
And so when I had this opportunity to create a brand, I wanted to bring a brand to market that could have these conversations and open up this dialogue. And so SpaRitual was the first vegan, free of brand in the nail space. And then a year later we went into the body care space as well.
I love it. And I love, as I had mentioned in your intro, that really the foundation for what you're doing is self-care, and that importance of very slow, intentional self-care. So, before we dive into all these incredible products that you've created, talk to us a little bit about slow beauty. And you clearly wrote a book on it, but what is slow beauty? I mean, we all try to practice self-care, but for you, there's a twist to that philosophy.
So, and that's it. It's exactly a philosophy. And so when I was, working on the brand, many years in, I realized the world, it's just so fast. Like everything is super fast, and we need a concept and a philosophy to help us draw boundaries around that. And, the really only way to really connect with yourself and practice kind of a more inner, outer way of beauty is to slow down. And so I kind of had this Zen moment, this Satori moment, this epiphany, where those two words just kind of came together for me, slow and beauty. And I realized it's something I'd been practicing my entire life with all the different things that my mom taught me, and then all the different modalities that I learned as I went out on my own, into college and beyond. And so that's kind of how that connection happened. So slow beauty is really slowing down, and finding deep and meaningful ways to really intentionally care for yourself
and connect with yourself.
To connect with yourself and really build a practice and a process around that.
I love that. So you said that you kind of had this epiphany. Was there any kind of catalyst or experience or situation that kind of led you to that?
Yeah, there was. It's kind of a cute story. So when my son was in kindergarten, he wanted to bring home his class pet, Torty the tortoise, to live with us over spring break. And so I agreed, and we live with this slow moving creature in our house. And I'm really into animal medicine and really connecting with nature and learning from animals and plants. And so I really had this connection, and I just loved how this tortoise was moving around our house in almost like this meditative state. And so that's kind of where it all
That is so cute.
Yeah.
Wait, what is the tortoise's name?
Torty.
Torty.
Yeah.
Okay, so Torty is really the reason why Slow Beauty exists. That's so cute. I love that. Yeah. So I mean, I want to ask you so many questions really about self-care, because obviously, again, we share the same philosophy. Yes. But I really love your concept of the slowing down part, because that's something that I actually need to mindfully and actively practice, is just taking a moment, slowing down throughout my day. What are some practices that you do, that you've always done, and some that you can share that someone who's just sort of starting? Because I have mine, but they're not always slow. So I'd like to hear some of those.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to share. So for me, I have 3 core self-care practices that I do, and then I build a lot of other things around it. More, seasonally, I pull other things in. So the first one is meditation. Yes. I've been a long-term meditator. I've been meditating for over 20 years now. And, over time, my practice is transcendental meditation. And so I sit for 20 minutes twice a day. And that's just been, life-changing for me. And so that really helps me to slow down, make that connection, calm a racing mind. It's really calming on the central nervous system. And it also has slow aging benefits to it as well. And it's all scientifically proven. And so that's really core. And, taking that kind of mindful state with me into my day helps me kind of, control or, be less reactive in, situations out in the crazy, busy world. And so that's a key one, a foundational.
And for transcendental, for those of us in the community that don't know, would you care to kind of dive into what that is?
Yeah. So you learn the practice. You work with a teacher over a 3-day period, and it's really easy. It's effortless. And so you're given a mantra. It's a Sanskrit sound, and you repeat it out loud one time with the teacher, and then after that, it's internal. For the duration of your practice. Sure. And that's, I sit for 20 minutes comfortably in a chair, relaxed, and then I just repeat the sound. And then when I find myself thinking thoughts, I realize that, and then I go back to the sound. So it's effortless. It's not about canceling out all your thoughts. It's just kind of repeating that sound, over and over again.
That's great, and I'm so glad you share that, because I think that's something that people can easily practice at home, even if they don't have, a specific teacher to guide them through it.
Absolutely.
So that's your first, the foundation.
Yes.
So then the next step.
So the second one is I do a daily self-massage called, it's based on the Ayurvedic tradition. It's Abhyanga self-massage. And so that when I get out of the shower, and I do like a variation on it. And so I get out of the shower, towel dry, and then I, give myself a massage starting from, the feet all the way up to my neck. And
sort of lymphatic, right?
It's lymphatic, it increases circulation, it tones the skin, it gives your skin a healthy glow. It reduces anxiety and stress, again, calms a racing mind. And, we hold so much stress in our body. And I think it's really important to make that connection to your body first thing in the morning, especially because we're on social media and there's so much technology around us. Yeah. And I think it's so important to, to make that connection to our temple, to our being. So
Absolutely.
That's how I start my day with that.
I love it. And so then your third step is
nature bathing.
Oh, I love it.
Nature, getting out into nature on a regular basis. And, again, there's so much technology around us. And this is a great way, connecting with nature. We're from nature, we're of nature. So hikes, being in my garden, waking up and getting the light in my eyes first thing. And again, things that calm the central nervous system and, reduce stress and anxiety. I'm really, the number one disability now globally, is stress and depression.
Yeah.
And so these are great tools to help people, kind of set boundaries around that and, prevent it or help minimize that.
And they're tools that we can take with us anywhere.
Exactly.
That it doesn't cost anything.
Yes.
You don't need any sort of class or trainer or teacher or even an app, right?
Exactly.
These are just things that you can do anywhere, anytime, anywhere, any place in the world.
Absolutely,
So.
and that's really important because wellness and self-care is something that's inclusive. I feel like it's everyone's birthright.
Yeah.
And these are absolutely accessible things that anyone can do.
Right.
No matter your budget.
Yes, and I think that's really important to remind people of that, right? Yeah. So now, if you have a little bit of a budget, right, you've created these rituals into tangible products that we have, right? And I want to hear all about it.
Yeah, of course. And we recently, relaunched our whole body care range.
Okay.
And so we built it around 4 different scent stories.
Okay.
And so we have everything to do these self-care rituals at home. So we have the 4 scent stories are citrus cardamom, jasmine tuberose, Earl Grey, and geranium cedarwood. And so within each collection we have a body salve that I use, with the daily self-massage. It's a really beautiful, oil that melts into the skin, absorbs well. But overall, the whole line is vegan. We've always been vegan since our inception.
I love it.
And we use, almost everything is 100% nature derived, and very high percentage of certified organic ingredients.
Great. So, and you've been doing this. I mean, you truly are a pioneer. You've been doing this from the beginning, and I feel like everyone else has sort of been slow to catch up. It's great where we're at right now.
It is. Yeah.
But you've been sort of one of the originals. So can you share a little bit, for all our entrepreneurs out there who are maybe in a space where they're very, few and far between who have the same kind of beliefs and concepts and the impact they're trying to make with the world, and some of the challenges that you faced at the time that you were starting?
Yeah. Well, I can say that my motto is be tenacious, never give up.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No matter what, there's always going to be challenges and obstacles and naysayers and, people telling you it's not going to work or don't do it, but don't listen. Listen to that gut and that instinct. And that's another aspect of slowing down, is that you can really make that connection and hear, what your needs are, what your vision is. And so really make that connection with yourself and move forward, because the world needs your individual unique voice and contribution to making the world a better place, right?
Yes, 100%. I agree with you. I mean, it's that kind of intuitive voice, your authentic truth is always there. So I mean, thank God you did, because look at what you've created. So what are some of the challenges that people said to you? And I know there's naysayers, but, what are some real tough obstacles that you overcame to get to here?
Well, in the beginning, people thought that the whole green movement was going to be a fleeting trend, and so it really wasn't taken seriously. And and that was difficult, in the beginning, because I was really alone in, getting this message out there. So although there were some, there were people that were resonating with it, and I could tell, this was going to happen. It might take some time, but I made this for the enlightened consumer, and I knew that even if they weren't there yet, they were going to wake up to this, and if I was feeling this way, then I knew there were other people out in the world that would catch on to this and need this. And so that was the biggest obstacle in the beginning, is that people thought it didn't work because it was greener formulations, it wasn't effective, it was going to be too expensive to create the formulas, and yes, there is cost involved because it's they're better formulations and pure ingredients and things like that. So I think that was the biggest thing, is people just kind of in the beginning it's not going to work. They weren't giving it a chance to start.
And how do you feel like you finally helped kind of turn that tide? Was it your branding? Was it your marketing? How did you sort of get more people on board?
I just really stayed true to the message and just didn't give up.
Yeah.
And then a lot changed with, new consumers coming into the market space, and them being more enlightened and more conscious and more open and demanding safer ingredients for the products. And it just caught on. There was a whole, I'm really big on, being an activist for self-care, and this,
I love that.
activism really,
Yeah.
the pendulum just swing in that, in that direction.
It did.
And then, there are amazing things about technology and
Mm-hmm.
social media platforms, and so people were able to get their message out faster and stronger, and then it just kind of took off. So it just became the zeitgeist.
That's so great. So that's one of the best ways that social media helps as well, right? Just
Absolutely.
spreading that word and sharing that knowledge. Yeah. Well, I mean, I love everything that you've done.
Thank
and
you.
I know that we've just briefly brushed upon a book that you've written, but I'd love to share a little bit more about it because I think it's an incredible message. And
thank you.
Tell us a little bit about what's in the book.
So my book, really, it's about practicing self-care and helping people develop their own personal self-care practice, because everybody's self-care practice looks a little different. We may share some things in common, but it's really important for people to connect with what works for them for their self-care practice. So it's really a guide about how to develop your own self-care practice, but in it I've kind of shared everything that I've tried over the years that have worked for me.
Yeah.
And then, it's seasonally based, and there's rituals and recipes in the book.
Oh, great.
And, I show people how to pull in things that they're already doing, identify their needs, and then there's a mapping section in the back where they can map out their seasonal self-care practice.
Oh, that's so great. I haven't even seen the back. I need to take a look at it as soon as we're done. I love it. I love that you're making it very sustainable and attainable for everybody.
So sustainable self-care is a really big thing for me, and a really major kind of pillar of the slow beauty practice. So it's about being sustainable. So this is for the long term, and self-care is something that needs to be practiced daily to really take care of yourself.
It's because it's sort of those micro decisions, right? And those micro moments, and it adds up just a little bit every day.
Yes.
So you're a mom also.
I am.
And how has your practice of self-care sort of evolved since becoming a mom of not just one, you have two?
I have two, yes. 2 teenagers now. Yeah.
Wow. So how has that evolved for you? Because there's a lot of moms in our community who are always looking for quick tips and hacks, and sometimes they don't have that 20 minutes to sit and meditate, and sometimes they can't get outside and go walk in nature. What are some tips that you've learned for those busy moms that are also entrepreneurs?
Well, during that time when the kids were younger, and I definitely had to kind of do some self-care hacks, because I didn't have that time. And I think breath work is really good, because even sitting down for 30 seconds and taking some long, deep inhales and exhales can really kind of change things and really shift things quickly. And then, going out, doing it with your children, so being out in nature with your child, they love being outside, and so we would do a lot of that. And, just slowly knowing that even though you can't get to kind of like those periods where you have more time to take care of yourself, just finding those little micro moments of self-care. That could be in the shower, and using scent in the shower, or essential oils, or just little life hacks like that until you have more time.
I think that's a great point, because you forget that 30 seconds makes such a difference. I mean, you think you need at least 5-10 minutes, or even 5 doesn't seem possible sometimes when you're running around, but really you just kind of need that 30 seconds. And I was talking to someone today about, since there's full moons and new moons, and we're always doing releases, and so I was saying that the shower is actually a great place to kind of for those, whether you're a long shower person or a short shower person, that while you're in there, letting that water kind of run down you, to also sort of release and go through, whether they're mantras or a gratitude list, and it's sort of, you're kind of, doing 2 or 3 things. You're multitasking.
Exactly,
right?
yes.
Well, I want to talk a little bit more about the items that you brought, since we have a few more minutes, and share with us these particular products that you had talked about earlier, but which one is which?
Yeah, so I just want to share, we have the whole range here.
Okay.
So we have, a body cream, a body polish, and a body salve in each collection. And then in the citrus cardamom, more targeted. So a hand salve, hand serum, and a foot balm.
Okay.
And so every product actually has a ritual written right on a self-care ritual right on the front.
Oh,
so this is the body polish that helps
great.
remind you about the importance of exfoliation
That's
a few times
great.
a week, and yeah, exactly. It tells you exactly how to do it. The packaging is really educational because there is a lot of confusion out there in the marketplace. Like, you know,
people are
what's truly
overwhelmed.
natural, what's truly organic, like what's important, what isn't. And so we wanted to make it really clear. So on the back panel, you know, I made it really, you know, readable. So you can read the ingredients and you can see right away that our body polishes are 80% certified organic ingredients, and they're 100% nature derived.
So great.
So you can tell right away. And these are, you know, the scents are really, you know, we make all of our formulas, which is really unique as well, you know, at our factory in the San Fernando Valley. And so everything's just full of like nourishing, you're really nourishing your skin when you use these products. So you get the benefits, the aromatherapeutic benefits, but then you get the benefits of all the key ingredients, you know, on your body. Yes, and a lot of people pay so much attention to our face, right? And we're all about those skincare products. But we need to start thinking of what's going on from the neck down, and really choose the right products for that as well. And so, you know, I mentioned before that we hold so much stress in our body, and that's why, you know, making that connection, you know, you're going to start intuitively feeling where are you holding on to the stress. And through the rituals that are written right on the package, you know, you can start, you know, using the product to help you release, you know, those areas of stress that you have.
That's so great. I mean, I'll be honest, I'm one of those people that's guilty of paying more attention to the skin on my face than my body. And so I've been mindfully, you know, doing that. And I can't wait to try this new line of products.
They're really fun.
I mean, they're beautiful. The packaging is beautiful. And I mean, I can't wait. And having the rituals right there makes it that much easier. So let us know where we can find you on social media, where we can find SpaRitual and all these beautiful products.
Absolutely. So you can find the SpaRitual brand at SpaRitual.com and follow us on Instagram at SpaRitualist. You can get in touch with me at Shel.Pink. And all of our beautiful products are available on our website. And would love for you to partake in them. It's really a great way to, you know, develop your self-care practice with our products.
Yes, and is the book available too at all these same places?
The book is available at Amazon.com. It's a really wonderful guide to help you with self-care and to ground yourself in the process in a personal practice. And thank you so much for considering.
I'm so excited. Thank you for coming in today. It was so
really
great to have
Serena.
you. This is really fun. And I can't wait for you guys to try all these products. Check out the book. And thank you for coming and joining us on Serena Loves. You can binge watch all the other episodes at www.serenaloves.tv and on the EverTalk app on Apple TV and Roku. And we will see you guys next time.